Francis has called a synod of bishops from all over the world, so that the two bishops from our country who are going to take part in the synod in Rome in October, so that they are well informed, we need to ask you what your experience of being a young person of faith is like.
The synods of bishops are held every 3 or so years. The last synod was on marriage and family life. The next stage back is who are those who are going to be the next generation of marriage, family life. Young people are those who are looking to the future with hope in their hearts.
You are here, every one of you, because someone thought you were worth bringing. What you say today will be heard in Rome, and in years to come, it will shape the life of the church.
Pope Francis is so engaged, he is so curious and so open to hear what they have to say. And I think the more that the world goes in a direction away from God, the more young people are calling out for meaning and purpose and direction and hope.
I really believe the more we allow the truth of things and the truth of who we are to set us free, the more we step into a very unique and unrepeatable life that nobody else can live.
It does seem like such an amazing opportunity we have to really come together and to realize that actually young people have not only something to say, but something incredibly important to offer the church by way of really bringing the Lord's love to the ends of the earth.
What do you think stops you from believing in God?
There's no proof.
Bad science.
No proof? Science?
So bad things happen to life.
Bad things happening.
Group chats we've got as well.
Like the whole group chat, and then you add that one person in, and everyone just picks at that one person, and they make fun of that one person. That's where the society comes in as well, with the marginalisation.
Like even at school. Good word.
And we're saying how we do what we do. That's what makes the difference.
Something else we're talking about is social media, the speed with which you can connect with somebody.
So I've been asked to represent the Archdiocese of Birmingham at the Bishops' Conference in London, for young people to be able to gather and produce a document that will be given to the Synod Fathers who are going to Rome. It's really important that that's an authentic document that's really come from actual young people from across the United Kingdom.
I think technology, I can FaceTime my grandpa who lives in a different continent.
How do your beliefs motivate you?
I know that if I get a job where I can help people, I can bring Christ to other people's lives and make their lives better.
Open to the God of surprises, the Pope has invited people to speak and he wants to listen.
What are those beliefs that shape who you are, that motivate you?
I don't really have a belief, but I believe in myself.
Obviously, my hope is in the Lord, but it is so often hope in the Lord through young people because I see what they are capable of. And if, as a church, we can step in at those critical times when they're asking those big questions about what am I doing here on earth and what is my life about, then I'm absolutely convinced they'll not only change the world, but the entire course of human history.
It's because of Pope Francis that we are here, and I thank you for hearing the invitation which he's given and for coming together today. We want to be able to feed into the understanding of the bishops as they come together in October.
Today we've had our own pre-synod gathering of young people. It's clear there is a real appetite among young people to share their experience as disciples, and there's a real need which the Holy Father is encouraging us to listen to the message that comes from them, to learn from that, and to help to shape, really, the life and the mission of the Church.
I think the single biggest challenge is the fact that people sometimes don't fully understand what the Church is offering, and people can't see how the Church relates to them in their own lives.
A lot of churches that I visit over the years are filled with quite an elderly congregation, and you don't necessarily see so many young people around.
The criticism that the media gives it more than anything.
I think its biggest challenge is that getting young people towards like my age to come to church and to enjoy it.
I think the church needs to stop, be a bit more social media aware, because that's like the changing times.
The single biggest challenge is actually technology and how that's affected our society, that we become so fixated on the here and now and get so drawn into it that we forget to take a step back.
We have to be more creative perhaps with how we dialogue with the world today.
The single biggest challenge is breaking down barriers that other people have put up that aren't from the faith, what they say about the faith.
They could be talking about like bullying because it has a big impact on people nowadays, and it leads to more like tragedies like suicide and stuff like that.
Science, because that does bring along many challenges, whether there is a God and should people believe that there is a God.
People that are part of the LGBT community don't get their voices heard and are judged based on their sexuality and not based on their personalities and who they are as a person.
I think that's really what's so key about this moment for the life of the church, is that young people have a voice that we need to listen to. And I think they've been heard in some really beautiful ways, in some really eye-opening ways. It's almost like seeds have now been planted where they recognize the church as a place of dialogue.
I'd love to see some of the things that we've seen said over these last few weeks actually change, actually make a difference, and actually someone listens to in a way.
Being able to see young people's voices making a direct change in maybe the way we just share our faith would be great to see.
I really hope it continues to get the youth talking. I really hope that they leave and continue to really think about the questions they've just answered.
Something tangible, but definitely not rushed or hurried.
For young people to have the opportunity to grow in their faith, because I think it's really important that the young people do have a voice, and it's really nice to kind of give them that voice.
I think the Youth Synod will help youngsters to have inspiration to be more thoughtful and be more open, just like Pope Francis, and be more likely to take risks.
It will change a lot of young people's opinions on the church and actually make them maybe want to interact with it a bit more.
We ask you to bless our work this day and to bless each one of us as we seek to make a real contribution to the future of your holy church for the good of the world. I think I was impressed by the willingness of young people to listen to one another and their awareness that there is a purpose actually in communicating their own insights and beautiful vision that they have and which has grown over the years, and I'm very grateful to our youth ministries for really fostering that.
Thank you for giving young people a chance, because that never happens these days. It's more adults are on top, and it's always listen to the adult because they know what's best.
You know, he's not a shy person, that's for sure. And I just love him to keep doing what he's doing as well.
He listens, and he's a breath of fresh air almost.
Thank you for giving young people a voice.
I hope we, as a young society, is proud of us.
Just thanks for being a great person to share what it is that brings us so much joy.
Can we be pen pals?
I'd say thank you for being a continual source of inspiration for everyone to listen to.
I just want to get to know good old Popey as a person rather than tell him what I think.
I suppose the one thing I'd say is thank you.
And thank you for giving us younger people an opportunity to get our voices heard.